All right, welcome back to today's therapy takeaway. We're talking today about how to handle your emotions in your relationships. Okay, this is an area where a lot of people struggle. There's a lot of problems with people internalizing their emotions, sucking their emotions in, swallowing their emotions, and that can create problems. It can create symptoms of anxiety, symptoms of depression, withdrawal in relationships, avoidance in relationships. Or people have problems with externalizing their emotions. So then they'll act out their emotions. They'll get reactive, they'll get defensive, they'll get hostile, they'll get punitive, right? They'll do any number of things externally when emotions are triggered. And what we're really looking for is what's the middle ground? How can you find an appropriate, calm, grounded, but engaged with your emotions presence that allows you to then engage with your emotions and in your relationship in adaptive ways? So I was working with a guy today, new patient, struggling in his marriage to do this. And he would either swallow his emotions, internalize his emotions, or he would tend to get defensive and try to argue for his perspective. And that would then just trigger his partner even more in light of what she had experienced in the past. So what do we do and how do we address this? So one thing that we were helping him to be able to identify first is, okay, what are you feeling? Right? And there were certain things that were going on that were causing frustration with him. And he was tending to just swallow it and try to be a good husband, try to be a caring husband, but it wasn't addressing the underlying issue. And that's why he was frustrated, is because this underlying issue kept happening over and over and over. And it wasn't good for him. And it frankly wasn't good for her. It was causing the relationship to go just decline. And it really needed to be addressed, but he felt like every time he addressed it, he would just externalize, and then it would just cause greater conflict, and then he would just have to swallow it even further. So this became a pattern, and we were helping him then instead to figure out, okay, how do I actually feel this, experience this, see what it's about, and allow it to express? So what we were helping him do was to be able to see, okay, how do I listen to my frustration? How do I respond to my frustration and assert myself in the midst of the frustration, but doing so in a very calm and grounded way? And so it wasn't like fireworks. It wasn't like magic. It was just simple things like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I would love to help, but I'm just not going to be able to do that right now. Or, I'm so sorry, but it looks like we're just not going to be able to communicate about this right now. Right? Or whatever it is, just these little subtle ways in which he was drawing a boundary when these problems were happening. And he wasn't having to be reactive. He wasn't, well, it's your fault that we're dealing with this. He was just able to feel his frustration and say, oh, this is because there's a problem that's occurring. I'm being invited to do something that isn't my job. Okay, let me just lovingly assert myself. And that when he could do that, then it was like the frustration had an outlet. And then it was like, oh, okay, the relationship now got the feedback it needed to be able to move the next step forward. Right. And then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't have to carry resentment and bitterness and all this kind of stuff, nor do I have to get rid of my bitterness by just exploding at the person. I can lovingly and calmly express myself in these areas when my frustration comes up. And that helps actually protect our relationship from bitterness growing, resentment growing in ways that then just create distance in the relationship otherwise. So hope that helps. Again, this is part of our relationship series of the EmotionFit Program. Skills 7, 8, and 9 have all kinds of exercises that help you with this. If you need a therapist to help you at it, we're happy to give you a referral. But otherwise, hope this helps you kind of know what you feel and know how to engage in your relationships in a way that's connected to your emotions, but that's also very calm and grounded at the same time. Again, it's this whole calm emotional conduits and wirings that help you have strength and power and energy, but to do so in a very cool way. And that's what's a hallmark of when emotions are being processed well, right? That's what it looks like to be emotionally fit. Okay, hope this helps. Have a good drive home or a good listen on your way to work, and we'll see you at the next one. Take care.